What up? I'm JR from jrvisual.com. Here with my brothers Montel, Skrilla, and D. Morrow, and you're listening to the Talk 100 podcast. As we attempt to better understand the world, we link up and kick it about current events, always making sure we keep it a buck. Check us out online at talk100.com, YouTube, Apple Podcast, and Twitch at Talk, the number 1 HUNNID. Thanks for being here on a Friday night and giving us your support. If you want to link up with us and be a part of the conversation, you can catch the live show by clicking the live link in the navigation bar. Got to start off with a huge salute to our sponsors and biggest supporters, New Leaf Home Solutions in Waterford, Michigan, a premier real estate investment company which can help you make your dream home a reality. Also serving the Metro Detroit area, Herbal Rotation LLC, a company which helps to draw awareness to responsible herbal healing and helping to diminish the harmful effects of opioid abuse in society. You can check their newsletter out every Monday morning at herbalrotation.com/news. Also, if you like live play-by-play sports action or live game recaps, make sure you check out my guy D. Morrow at The Real Sports Time with D. Morrow on YouTube. Also on Instagram at real_sports_time. Like it, subscribe to it, share it with your friends, and we'll be right back. What up, fellas?
What's going on?
Chilling. What's up, Tail?
What's happening?
Man, everything but everything. October 23rd, 2020, about 9:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is how we do every Friday night. Talk 100. Make sure you like, subscribe to the page. Help us get out here a little bit more. So much going on in front page, back page, and in between. What y'all want to do? Where y'all want to jump in at?
Well, we saw a lot yesterday over this last week, and it's just coming down to the wires. I know you wanted to touch on some of this thing with this campaign this week. Because you had another, I guess, was that the final campaign?
Yeah,
yesterday?
It was the last one. Yep.
That was the last one, and they had a live audience, but they were told not to, of course, mention nothing, and they had the 6 feet thing and all that stuff. So, yeah, Montel, they went toe to toe, baby. Joe Biden and Donald Trump.
Yeah, but before we get into the politics, I was just looking at, like, as people are loosening up on their social distancing, eating out more, forgetting their mask at home. We sitting currently at like not sitting, it's steady moving, but it's like 8.5 million total cases. Here in the United States, more than 200,000 people dead already. Montel, what are we going to do about this COVID-19 pandemic?
Well, it's gonna, like I've been saying, it's gonna end up being just a herd immunization. And the good news is we have a lot of cases, but the death rate hasn't gone up. So we still at I think the last time I checked was like less than 1%. So it looks like people are just getting sick. And of course, I heard a report saying that the flu numbers had went down almost completely, and then the COVID numbers have shot up. So it would be interesting to see how they differentiate between the two, because the test that they use, it's no such thing as a COVID test. It's just, it detects a virus. So it could be, but according to these numbers, man, it just will be interesting to see if they could post the flu numbers and then the COVID numbers, and maybe we can have a good understanding of what's really going on. So the good thing is people are recovering from COVID-19. I think that is the good news.
Well, if you say that there's no actual test for COVID, how we know that they're recovering from COVID?
Exactly. But if we just say, if we just use what they're using and saying that these people, have COVID-19, it could be a simple sinus infection. It could be a flu. When they put that swab up there, it's just detecting a virus. So how they're able to differentiate whether it's COVID-19, you know, because remember they were testing for this flu or pandemic type illness before they even knew what it was. So therefore, that's a whole nother thing. So I mean, I don't know, man. Only thing I could say, man, it goes back to the first reports that I was listening to was basically make sure your immune system is sound tight. I have a family member right now, dude. He's recovering from COVID-19, very close, and he's a healthy guy. Work out. He's not obese. It's just I don't think I think his job is high risk, but puts him in a higher risk than the majority of us, for contacting COVID-19. But they're not recovering in the hospital, and to me, that's good news. Unfortunately, you know, no one wants to be sick, but at least we're not seeing that that number rise and people are just dying. That's to me is good
You
news.
mean compared to the total cases, right?
Exactly.
Right, because a lot of
Exactly.
people have been dying. Like I just said, more than almost pushing 300,000. Now, D. Morrow, you said about the election, and election day 2020 is coming up in about 11 days, November 3rd. Many people feel that this is the most important election in history. What do you think?
Well,
What did you pull from the debate last night?
well, one of the things, of a few things. Number one, speaking of COVID, that was spoken of too.
A lot. Mm-hmm.
The COVID-19. Here in Houston, it's they just sent out a report here on the Houston Chronicle here, the newspaper, and there are now 5,919 new cases
Mm,
and 4,900 new hospitalizations as of Thursday.
mm.
So the numbers is going up, but what was the questions that was some of the questions asked in that last debate was what needs to happen. The president definitely said that he has no, we can't close down everything. He's asking, why does Biden want to close down everything? In which Joe Biden said that's not what he want to do, but just make sure everything is, businesses, yes, it can be open, but it has to be those things in place at a solid level. You do have to have the distance, and you have to, so certain tables again at these restaurants, you open them back up, but maybe it's still not time to have opened up certain luxuries that they might want to have as far as the gyms, yoga, things like that. Those things, yeah, even though you're opening up restaurants, because okay, you can control, well, this is sitting at a table and you can split that spacing up, and how you serve everybody on the, where they're serving at a distance, of course, masks involved, all of those things. And that's the kind of things he was mentioning. Plus, also, yeah, to get our hands on some, what are they doing about these rapid testing? That's what's got has to happen by the beginning of the year sometime. Just like how they had a little gun that does the temperature, it's still they're gonna have to come up with something similar to that where they're able to detect real quick outside of a fever, possibly, but just even some more symptoms that's detected as you come into a facility. Yes, that's going to be a little bit of things that's different. Okay, before you walk in Target, they got somebody at the door. Yeah, they kind of hitting you with the meter, with the instant testing to see if you got a few different things coming on. And they might have to reject you, not on purpose, but maybe you didn't even know,
Mm-hmm.
because again, there's no mandated vaccination that's in place or whatever. So until all of that happens and people elect to even have vaccinations, then rapid testing and all the stuff that we've been doing so far. with their precautions measures. That's actually some of the stuff Joe Biden was talking about or whatever. And that's what I would say to that.
So, what do you think the mics being muted? Overall, how do you feel this debate was compared to the first one?
Well, I think they just like everything else with when it's relative to Donald Trump, you have to change everything that you've ever thought about in life. That's what I think. Meaning that wasn't done before to that level. Is it arguing that goes on where it's a little talking over here? But everything's always going to be way, way more extreme for him. And that's exactly what happened after that first day. So yeah, they decided to switch audio procedures and everything. And that was because of Donald Trump, because of how, just like with everything else, he always bends the curve, and you have to find some new way to regulate, new way to try to do whatever it is that we're trying to accomplish, or whatever the case may be. So, but
Mm-hmm.
that's I have a problem with it again because of who it is and why they did it. So, if that's the other part of what you're asking me, I don't have a problem with it at all, and they
Mm-hmm.
needed to do it.
Definitely, definitely. I think it was a lot more civil last night. You know, they Donald Trump, you know, he did a little bit, but it wasn't that bad as far as him talking over Biden, not really wanting to hear what Biden had to say. And so it worked. It worked last night. They got a lot of issues on the table. Both of them was able to talk about a lot of important things, like the fracking issue that they were talking about, and you know, Trump was able to put the smear campaign information out there on Biden and his son. So I think that was good. I think that's what people needed to hear about to get those voters. Like most people have already sent their ballots in. A lot of people. Like I forget how many millions that they already had. It's unheard of. It never happened before like this, as far as the absentee. But you know, a lot of people still on the fence, trying to figure out, and they're gonna wait until the last minute. I see that a lot of celebrities like 50 Cent came out, Montel, and he's supposed to be standing with, well, I don't know about standing with Trump, but he gave some support for Trump. Did you see that story this week?
Mm.
Yeah, well, you know, he just talking about the tax thing with Biden, how he's going to try to tax 62%. He had a couple states up there that were over 60%. So when they talk that talk, man, you know, people that if you're a business person, you don't want your taxes going up, you know. So at the end
Right.
of the day, and what people don't understand about taxing the rich or raising minimum wage to a certain degree, um, that basically in turn raise everyone's taxes. You know, so if a business owner is forced to raise his minimum wage up to a certain point, he's going to in turn pass that on to you know, if he's a grocer, he's going to pass that on to the cost of milk, the cost of bread. So when people are you know fighting over, oh, raise the taxes, with that little fine detail, they don't tell you that it just doesn't affect one class or a certain tax bracket. It's all the way around. The cost is spread around, and that helps inflation go up. And when inflation goes up, the cost of living goes up, and your $15 minimum wage isn't the same as it was, under other circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty much that's you if a debacle in my opinion, like this. It's just like a reality TV show this whole year, man. Just drama and just the election. I
Yeah.
mean,
Now, do you think, as far as Michigan is concerned, do you think that has anything to do with the increase in gun sales? I saw that on the news this week that the gun
Mm.
sales had went up like 95% in the last 6 months, and ammunition was up like
Wow.
139% in the last 6 months.
Wow.
So, what has pushed everybody to get armed up? Is it
they're
the
reading the
Trump factor?
temperature. They're seeing the temperature, the climate.
I mean, but
Civil unrest.
is it really the climate, or is it a false thing that's happening because of the media?
Mm.
It could be both. It could be both, man, in my opinion. Because I mean, really, those numbers have been shot up since we've been in this pandemic. You know, I went to go buy bullets, and a lot of places didn't have them, or they only had certain ammunition. So I stocked up. I stocked up months ago. I always stay stocked up, but I just bought more.
Mm-hmm.
And it was. I mean, man, it was just people in line, man, just buying guns and ammunition. That always happens, man. Whenever people see things in the news, um, and then too, you also have you know, the grassroots preaching their rhetoric, and that's amping people up. I'm talking to business owners, and they're like, "Hey, man, we can't survive another shutdown."
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, um, it's just one of those things, man.
And it seems like Trump is on protect the economy by all means necessary, and Biden is more so wanting to protect people, individuals, and people who are going to stimulate the economy, physically do it. So that's a fight, and it's like there's no gray area, there's no middle ground that they seem that they can come to in order to make both sides make sense.
That's important to do, and that too, makes you wonder about the validity of the information that's being put out, because if there was such a pandemic, I would like to see more bipartisan unison with covering these issues, because I haven't heard one intelligent politician this whole election, whether it's the Senate, city, state, no bipartisan plan. It's just, hey, he's screwing up. Hey, he's not better than me. It's just that back and forth. And I would like to think, as much as we preach unity in America and just this big, we're in this together, that our politicians would mirror that and have policies that demonstrated that unity. But we don't see it or hear it.
But well, I have a question on what you said as far as being relative to being seeing more on the pandemic, even from you said the politicians. You mean more information because like we both just discussed some of the information going on with the pandemic or whatever and the COVID. But when you say that, what do you mean a little bit more information?
Well, let that marinate for 1 second, D. Morrow. And Skrilla, you can answer that as soon as we come back.
Yeah, this is your boy Montel Skrilla, and you are listening to Talk 100. Catch us every Friday night at 9 p.m. on Twitch. Just search NCG Media, and on YouTube, Talk 100, and Facebook, Talk 100.
Yeah, we back. Talk 100, talk100.com. Tune in every Friday night at 9 p.m. Skrilla.
So I don't know if it has been one. I know I haven't seen it. A bipartisan plan to fight this pandemic. That's what I was speaking on. I haven't
Well,
seen
let,
one.
well, I got another question. You okay, and that makes sense. But I guess the question would be, were the scientists, the CDC, and all of those things, were they silenced and were they put in a certain place to not say certain things anymore? Initially, they were around, and someone actually was number one, that everything down to literally standing in front of them in front of a camera to physically saying things to stop them to actually physically saying also that they were directly wrong, even though this is a person who probably dedicated their whole life, not even a 10-year thing for school, just their whole life in science and everything else. And this is someone, and then someone who is now in place, it doesn't matter who it is, they're leader of the free world, it doesn't matter. you didn't practice it, and you had no other study, and you're directly saying how this person is wrong. Now, if you can prove they're twisting information, that's different. But just saying they're wrong just because you just want to say it, or silence them, or minimize the information that was going out. That stuff was happening back in March. Could that have something to do with why you it's trickling down to why you're not seeing anything else other than it being brought up in certain parts of the campaign of people mentioning of between the two of them speaking and getting asked direct questions on how to do it, but just this whole time frame, because all we've heard was them being pushed in the background and this economy, everything down to get these kids back in school, so that the funding of the schools and all that stuff, everything relative economy, it's what's in the forefront. You guys shut up. This is going to be okay. We'll have this all, it'll be all gone. It's just going to all go away into the wind by October 31st. Could that have had anything to do with why you're not hearing a certain amount of stuff too when leadership is sitting up there doing that, what I just said?
There were doctors saying the same thing too. So that's where the misinformation, that's why it's so much confusion about it, because even doctors were going against certain scientists and different things like that. However, that could be it. But, where are the other leaders too? Where, like I said, the bipartisan policies or even ideas, not even policies, just ideas. I haven't seen it.
Mm-hmm.
Is you ride with us or you ride with them? It hasn't been, we're in this thing together, kind of like 9/11. Whether you like, were you Democrat or Republican, they were still, hey man, this just happened to us. We're in this together, and unanimously, Bush got everything he needed from the Senate to Congress. We haven't seen that with this pandemic.
Yeah, we beating a dead horse with this COVID-19 thing, man.
Well, how do you feel about the governor there in Michigan, who also was not spoken of highly by the president either? That was a little slick remark was mentioned by. She was called Biden's friend, your friend over in Michigan.
Yeah, right. He
wanted
been
to shut down.
He been on her.
Like
Hey,
it's
he
us, like
actually-
his personal friends. Your friend Chubb, your friend J. Raff girl. Yeah, your friend.
Hey, look, he walked out of the. I think they was questioning him about that, and he walked out of the 60 Minutes interview with what's her face, Starr. I think it was Leslie Starr. He was talking to.
Yeah.
And he just got up and ended the interview. So that was crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
But I thought it was very brave what the governor did there in Michigan back there at that time when everything first hit.
But Trump don't like women in power, though. He don't like powerful women, That's one thing that he's shown us throughout this. Any woman who got something to say about him, he go in hard. And he just seemed like he just won't let up, you know?
I just would appreciate, like I said, intelligent leaders in this country, especially now, because I don't think anyone is confident going into the future with either side. I don't feel like anyone is really at ease with, because the Biden supporters are, he's the lesser evil. And then the Trump supporters are just fanatical about it. So again, I just feel like a lot of the civil unrest is just the uncertainty, because we really are at the heels of probably the biggest economic catastrophe we've seen in our lifetime.
Yeah.
Because this is just the beginning. They've been calling it the Y curve or whatever you want to say. But we haven't felt this effect for this year yet.
Yeah, right.
Economically.
Exactly.
So that's why I would like to see a little bit more intelligence in our leadership in this country, man. So,
and speaking of that, that make me think about the stimulus package update that everybody is supposed to be waiting on, and Black Friday 2020. When they said that it would be another
Everybody want to get
stimulus for
paid.
people, I was sure that people would have it in their hands before Black Friday 2020. And
They're ready to get paid.
yeah, I mean, but I don't know now is the way it's going. Like even if let's say Biden does win, how difficult is it going to be for him to get things done? It'd be just like Obama. I mean, I don't know if Pelosi is going to accept a deal. Even that's what they kind of talked about last night when he said that, he was ready. It's like, I'm ready. Like I think he said, what was it, 1.8 trillion? And they moved that up. So I don't know, man. I think it'll be important if they're going to do that to get the money out right before the biggest shopping day of the year. That would make sense. Obviously, people are going to go straight out there and stampede
That's
each
where
other.
everybody's going to make the money at. Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna get it right back. So, it would make sense. Now, what y'all know about that? I mean, do y'all got y'all little thing, y'all shopping that y'all gonna do for Black Friday this year? D-Mar, I know you need some stuff.
I'm going to do just like most of the people in the hood and go get another TV and get some stuff like that. No. Just whatever. Hopefully they have some technology things, some equipment. We can always use some things like that relative to work. So just check some of that stuff out, I guess. Maybe they have some sales. But I'm definitely not getting in the mix because this is not the time for that. Go out there, sit outside of Walmart and sleep out there. Number one, COVID is going on, which is what we're talking about right now. COVID is going on, and I don't like being in the mix of all those things. We can do all this stuff online, which is what we're doing now, when we look for stuff. You just, looking for some stuff just last week, I think.
But you can't forget
Jay.
Cyber Monday, though. That's the Monday following. So, you
That's
don't only have
okay.
to go to the stores now. They're going to open it up for you nowadays to be able to get them deals online. Which
get them deals right there, huh?
Hey, but that...
Dude, Amazon is going to get all the bread. Ain't no more Walmart, ain't no more Targets. Dude, they taking over. Amazon is taking over. People are going to be shopping online. And it'll be interesting to see. Because now...
For little stuff. I mean, as far as the money, yes. But for certain items, you don't want to... And most people, they don't really want to get it from Amazon. Certain high-end products, which is the reason for like the
cyber.
Well, the bot game, is now. I mean, the bot's been around for a minute, but now, people are able to get acquire these bots that help them to create the resale industry. Basically, it's already been there, but nowadays, that the bots are becoming more accessible. It's just creating a lot of competition in the resale community.
Is that going to enhance even more resales, like with the shoes and all that stuff?
Well, I mean, whoever got the best bot will win, basically. And for anybody who don't know, a bot is what is a bot? It's like a piece of software. It's like a programmable software that can do like automated tasks for you. So, for example, if you want to get a pair of sneakers, you can have this piece of software sit in line and wait for you. You don't have to go to your phone and type in the information. You can have that software sit in line and get through all the capture and all that type of stuff, and you can get the pair of shoes that you want or any other product that's in high demand that can be shipped. So, everybody is just trying to get bots now so that they can make all of this money online selling various high-end products or high-demand products, like the video card. The NVIDIA, the 30 series graphics card is out now, and it went crazy. They sold out in seconds thanks to these bots. So it's just like that with anything else, like the sneakers we was talking about, Tell. It's crazy though, man. Because
that is crazy.
You can't get access. It's almost impossible to win a pair of shoes. If you want a shoe, don't mean you can just go and get it. It don't mean that you're going to win, the
Now,
ability to make the purchase.
now the good news is you don't have to worry about that to a large extent with food because you can do all your shopping online. That's in the same case with there, but they won't run out. They'll always say they have the extra amount. Even they got to wait for the 18-wheeler truck to come in the next day. They'll still lie to you. They want
But
you to still spend this money at Kroger's and go ahead and spend $100 right there online, and you can come up and pick it up right at the. We'll have it all ready for you.
Well, see how that
So
differs from the
everything's coming
black
to that.
market. You're not buying food off the black market though. So people not really making
Correct.
money off of that. These bots, what they do is for all these black market products, it allows you to get. I seen a guy get like 200 pair of shoes, Montel.
Oh my gosh.
200 pair of
Wow.
high end shoes that everybody wanted, and it was crazy just to sit and watch how it happened. The companies don't care about it. For example, the shoes, like these resellers are making more money than Nike make on selling shoes. If you could turn around and sell something for $1,000, I mean, even they didn't make that much money off of the shoe, but they don't care. They just want to sell out. It seems like, And what's a good thing? What I just heard about, since we talking about shoes and business, Montel, I just saw that eBay is teaming up with SneakerCon. That's big. So now eBay and they're also getting into the authentication game. So now they'll have their own tag hanging from the shoe, just like StockX or anybody else, on the sneaker resale market. But the good thing about what eBay is doing is that they're cutting away all the seller fees. Now, I've been buying shoes for a long time, and I used to buy shoes from, reputable people on eBay, but everybody switched that platform because a lot of the fakes was being sold on eBay because there was no authentication process. So a lot of the shoes that was coming from China and, places like that where they were just making the duplicates of something hot that came out was being put into the mix through that platform. But now this just changes the game though, man. I can see a lot of people switching from StockX, all the resellers, back to eBay now because they're cutting away all of the seller fees. Like StockX is charging you to buy the shoe plus charging the guy who's selling you the shoe. Like they getting all the money. Like they just came
Wow.
up. So eBay getting that back on that is real big. It's gonna definitely be something to be following in the weeks to come. I think it's supposed to begin this month, maybe this week, like the 25th, I believe, of October. You can look it up. But the black market, the resale community is huge, man, and they got everything, anything that can be shipped. They're trying their best to purchase it first and sell it to you because you want it.
So, to Montel's point, the resellers are big on that on eBay, but that's where a lot of millionaires. He's right. Montel is right on the Amazon side. That's just that big online store, and they help promote it. They don't care. Hey, it ain't our. We're packaging it and everything else with our branding and getting it out there. But hey, you go online and you become one of the biggest online resellers and send it through us with selling with what you're selling and getting it delivered. Hey, it's great for you. You built yourself up a great online business on our platform, and we'll just continue to be big and try to overtake UPS. And I'm hearing that they want to have some goals, which trust me, they're going to try to do everything, but probably put a bullet in Jeff Bezos' head on thinking he's going to even try to go towards even the point of getting involved with U.S. mail and transporting that or whatever else. There's just a little bit of rumor, whatever else, but I doubt that ever happens. Government, and I just don't ever see that happening. That's not gonna. You just going a little bit too crazy. You're already making $1 zillion, but you're just going too crazy.
Well, think about with Amazon. If I can purchase something directly from the manufacturer, I would just do that and cut out the middleman. It's a whole lot of stuff that I would care more about my warranty or trust it better if I bought it from Best Buy as opposed to buying it from Amazon, even online. Even if I shop at bestbuy.com, for example, I would make that purchase over Amazon. I done got bogus stuff from Amazon a lot since I've been, in the
Right,
past 10
right,
years.
because like you said, because those are some of those are bogus resellers slipping through the cracks, like you
Yeah,
said,
right.
with that authentication.
So if I'm spending money, then I would rather go through the manufacturer. I feel like you're more protected. I don't believe these other like Walmart, yeah, maybe because they really kind of trying to cross over into the Amazon game. Walmart.com is just like Amazon. So it's all kinds of people selling stuff that you thought you was making a purchase from Walmart.
Mm.
So that's going on too.
Hey, this is my second stock tip from Talk 100, man. That first one that twisted with the that bio company that
Mm.
that stock jumped
Bioscience.
up, man, since we talked about it.
Wow.
But this eBay, I'm gonna put this on my watch list, man. I think it is.
Yeah.
I had heard something about it, and I didn't understand, what the big buzz was, but you just kind of confirmed that. And it's something to watch, man. Hey, man, I'm on Bezos' team, man. Hey,
right. Capitalism.
get it while you can, man,
right.
because he really had the best plan during the pandemic. Why not? Hey, man, why go out into the world and risk getting sick, man? Why I can just order the package, man, wipe the package off before I bring it in the house, man, and enjoy whatever it is. Now I understand like the TV and stuff like that, but like you were saying, like the shoes and just different things, man. I'm old school though. When it comes to shoes, I want to try mine on. You know what I'm saying?
Want to try them on?
Had that effect, man. Leaving out the store with them on. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? But
Are you old school like that with suits too?
heck yeah.
Of course.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I've bought about 3 suits. Um, right there from Macy's.com. They always have my size. I wear 42 long or either a 44 long, and then I can taper it in each way. And depending on who it is, depending on who the carrier is or whatever, because they're gonna already take it in anyway. But it's gonna come in my size because it's coming from their warehouse and their everything. It's gotten a little bit too much hard work for me, that is, on sizing and on everything else going in the store for suits, for the suit thing. So that would be the case. Now the shoes, I'm with you, dress shoes and gym shoes. I kind of want to see how they fit. Some of these shoes are the way they make them. They don't have a wide fit, or they too narrow, or what I'm saying. You got to see how it
But see, the
is, and
companies
now
are
you got to send them
forcing
back.
you. The thing is that the companies are forcing you to go to their apps to make the purchases for those shoes that you want. So if it's a shoe,
Why
that's
why they doing that? Why are they doing that to us?
because they can create a demand for them, and just sell them and get the money right there off the rip. That's how I feel. But I mean, they create the demand for them, and then you have to go there and win it. So then it's beefing up the resale market because you're not going to get the shoe 9 times out of 10, and now you got to go pay more money for what you want. So
what do you think is going to happen to the brick and mortar companies that do sell the shoes?
Well, they still going to have shoes. They'll be affected,
like
but they'll have shoes.
Like City Slickers downtown Detroit.
Yeah, I mean, they'll still have shoes. They'll still have shoes, but everybody need to get online. It's digital time, man. So if you're not making, that's how you make money while you sleep. You don't have to wait till the stores open. You don't have to wait for the sun to, come back up. So somebody can just purchase a pair of shoes at 3 a.m. You can sell out overnight while the store was closed. They're gonna still have them.
That's for you guys that buy them popular shoes, man. I like to get the stuff that nobody wearing.
He wants stuff nobody ain't wearing no more. That's what Tail wants.
But see, look, there ain't nobody wearing the ones that's popular that much because you gotta win it. You gotta get, or you gotta be willing to pay resale prices. So it still kind of play the same way, that it's more scattered, or it's just somebody with a whole closet full of what you want until you're willing to pay the price. So everybody really don't have them. They only making a certain amount of those shoes anyway.
That's kind of that. I don't know. I guess my size was a little hard to find, but I just went shopping about a month ago or so, and I couldn't find my size. They got it in the store, but we only got it up to this or whatever. And the thing is, man, I don't buy gym shoes that much, so that doesn't really affect like the casual and the dress shoe though. Like D. Morrow said, I could still go to City Slicker and get me some Maris or some, you know what I'm saying? Some
I want to go to Henry Hatter and get me an Apple hat. And I need
all
to
that.
fit. I need to see how it feels too. See, they got different sizes. Now I can't see it. My head's big. I need to see how this is going to fit on there. I can't do that all the time online.
You are listening to Talk 100 with Taylor Skrilla, D. Murdoch, and Jay Raphael. Tune in every Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
So we gonna go and get past that though, bro. But hey, did y'all get a chance to see Ice Cube on Shannon Sharp podcast? D-Mara, you check that out?
I didn't get a chance. You know what? I seen the headlines for, but I did not get a chance to see that. I've got to go back and watch it. I just seen his take and his response on his Twitter, Ice Cube, that is, on how he went off and gave the middle finger to D.L. Hughley. But I didn't see what he said with Shannon. What happened?
It was just a good interview, man. It really, did you check it out, Montel?
Shout out to Shannon Sharp, man. That's my guy.
Yeah, for sure, man.
I like
Yeah.
dude, man.
Yeah, man. Hey, Shannon.
Yeah,
he
old
asked
Shay
the
Shay.
right-
Old Shay Shay.
Yeah, Club Shay Shay. I love that podcast. Instant subscriber. I was instantly hooked on it. That was actually the first episode of his podcast that I watched. You know, I seen him interviewing a lot of people, like legend type people, but I wanted to tune into that one because it was just the time that it was going on. But Shannon always know the right questions to ask. You know, I got a lot of respect for dude. He always had a lot of personality. He was holding back a lot though on this. You know, he wasn't really his normal self. It seemed like he really wanted Cube to be heard. And he just kept it transitioning to all the right things. And it didn't make me feel like, man, I know all of this stuff about Cube. You know? So it was just a good interview. I would encourage anybody to check it out and subscribe to his podcast. I think a whole lot is going to come from Shannon Sharp's podcast. I think he do real good with white people too. So he's one of the black people who can, you know, get him to pay attention. He's likable, and check him out. No doubt.
Yeah, I definitely will be. Yeah, that's my guy too. I definitely will be. I actually am subscribed to him. I just have to see that episode,
Yeah,
so
they
I got to
didn't
go back and
even
see
spend
that
the whole
episode.
hour and something. They didn't even spend a whole lot of time on the stuff that was in the news with him and Trump or whatnot. You know,
Yeah.
they got straight to it and got in and out, and they talked about his whole career. So it was pretty dope. Pretty dope interview on Cube. I got a chance to see
definitely.
Bill Cosby this week too, man. Bill looked real bad. What y'all think about Bill, man?
Bill is starting to age. He's starting to age even more. I mean, he already has 90. What is he, 90? 92?
I don't know how
He's
old
getting
is
up
he
there.
though,
Yeah,
bro.
he's
He's getting up
Yeah, I
there.
don't
So
think he
we
90
know those prison. hopefully they ain't doing them too bad behind those prison walls. I mean, it's just goodness gracious.
Man, he looked like he smelled bad. His hair was all everywhere. His
Oh, my
eyes
goodness.
looked bad. He just, you know, it was an updated, what is it, Montel? It was just like a picture, like an updated picture of him from the prison, because it was like, 2 years since we had seen him before. And they showed a picture of him from 2 years before, and he looked nice and clean cut, you know, like he had hope. You know what I'm saying? And then
Like he still had hope. He was still
Yeah,
fighting.
straight up. And this one just looked like he just don't care about nothing.
Right. He got 2 years. R. Kelly coming up on 1 year, Montel.
Yeah, I heard he just got
These
stabbed or
brothers
something.
they put these brothers under, didn't they?
Yeah, man, that's terrible.
Man, oh man.
Are we
Yeah.
still is that content still canceled? Because I was just thinking, like, man, it ain't no wholesome family shows, man. Really,
Not
when
at
you
all.
think about it.
You're right. I mean, I don't really see much TV, and you know, I hear a lot about I forgot. It's a new show. I think where Anthony Anderson is on there, and I hear
Okay.
about that one a lot.
Is
but
that Blackish?
I
Or-
think
Blackish?
so. Yeah, I hear about that. I haven't seen
it's
nothing.
okay.
Is that Tyler Perry
Him and Tracy.
production?
I
I
don't
don't
know who
think so.
produced that, man.
But I like him and Tracy. What's her name? Tracy
Ellis.
Ellis Ross. I think they do a good job on the acting, and it really is good. But I'm just not into it enough to constantly watch it personally. But yeah. But they are trying to make it as wholesome as it all the sitcoms used to be. It is on that same wavelength. It's still on that same link there. Yeah. So,
Yeah, but you're
but
right though,
yeah.
man. I actually was looking. My son was watching Family Matters the other day. And I just sat for a minute and just, it took me back to when, we used to wait for that every week. Certain shows, remember how we used to every
All them
week,
shows. I waited
once
for
a
7 or 8
week,
shows per week. Who's the
straight up,
boss
all of that.
and
And I
different
mean it
strokes.
like the
All them ones. All those
like the
famous
black
ones.
shows though, like, when we was in
I
high
know, but I
school,
like those
in
too.
Living
But go
Color,
ahead.
you know what I mean? You're right. I agree with you. But I mean, that's what I thought Montel was meaning, just like them shows for, the black shows that made us look a
Hmm.
certain kind of way.
Yeah, there was
Yeah.
certain things you was gonna tune into. It was a whole family
Yeah.
affair.
Yeah,
You
right.
know
The
that Bill
Cosbys and
Cosby, A Different
yeah,
World.
right.
What's that with Urkel?
Yeah,
Family
Family Matters,
Matters.
right.
Family members. That was
Yeah,
a solid. That
In
was a
Living
solid
Color.
sitcom right there.
Yeah.
To
Yep.
me, that was that was when TV was at its height. Now, man, I swear I spend more time trying to find something to watch than I
But
do
that.
watching TV.
Yeah, right.
But fellas, that's why, fellas, that's why everything now is transformed to a lot of people having a successful, like you just said about Shannon Sharp and other things. That's why a lot of people have transferred to having a successful YouTube channel. And you even see some people doing not just where they have a YouTube where it's just news, things like what we're doing or whatever, or entertainment or some sports or recaps or whatever, or reaction videos. It's people doing full out comedy, individual comedy skits and everything. There's a couple people out there that I was following at some point, and they'll do little skits and everything. You see a lot of creative people, and hey, it's not about no big studio being behind you. You got some talent. It's people writing material, and they're using good equipment and cameras and shooting stuff.
You know what that tell me though, D? That's like the blueprint was never Hollywood. The
Okay,
the
so it never
blueprint was
was. Oh, this is
always
getting
because
revealed.
that's how we
Oh,
would look at it in Hollywood. We
I
would look at
never
it.
thought about that.
Yeah,
That was uncovered. Now that this whole YouTube that is what's actually
so it's
been
the
unveiled.
power is with the people, man. That's it. The
Wow.
people who create everything. You know,
Because look at all these people. You're right. Because that's what I'm saying. All these people being creative. I'm like, man, look at this guy. He got a nice channel. My man, um, there's another bounty hunter, a new age one, black bounty hunter. Well, man, bounty hunter D. He got a million something subscribers, and he's running around. He's catching people. He does repos, and then he does another part of things too, where relationships where he bring people in, and it becomes a little bit of a little fight with it. I don't know if it's completely staged, but he's got a lot of viewers. So people, like you said, like Tails just said, people are finding these interesting shows of creative people in different places, Dallas, California, wherever it's at, and they're putting together good content and all kind of product. That's what's going on now. And so now I think what it is, can the studios catch up and say, oh man, can we even capture that again? Family ties and this YouTube this particular sitcom, can we get that back going again? Well, we got to pay these high-end actors, you got to
I
pay
don't
them a
think so,
whole lot.
man. I think it's. I mean,
Dale Carter
it'll
was getting
obviously
100
be
something
there.
thousand episode.
It'll obviously be there, but they'll never be able to get that same spark again now because everybody is just fighting everybody. And that seems like that's just the way it's going to be going. Everybody's going to be fighting for equality and, talking about different issues, this and that. So it seemed like it's just too much. Nobody want to sit up and watch that. They all get canceled because you rather watch, like what you said, somebody on YouTube acting a fool or whatever, I don't think they'll ever get that magic. It's got to come through sci-fi, man. It's about technology now. So all of that is what's popping. Everybody fall to the movies to see that. Everybody saw Black Panther. You know what I mean? It's about that nowadays to me.
Yeah, we
Right.
got, you
That's
know,
true.
with so much creativity going on, we need more platforms to display that. You know, more content providers. You know what I'm saying, to take that
Yeah. Now that's
Ha
true.
Ha Davis and mold him into to putting out a show or forming a show and putting it out where people can actually watch it. To take these content creators and just kind of like expand what it is that they do, I think that'll be cool because I mean on TV, I mean I really like maybe a few months ago I had a show I was watching on like Netflix or something, but like probably after the first season they don't come out, you know, they don't come out with no new content for a year or so, and so now you're just kind of like, okay, like I said, I just flick through the channels or whatever, man, until I fall asleep, man. You know what I'm saying? But
That's a good point, though. I feel like what another to take it a step further. People like Ha Ha Davis and people like that. These people that they pulling from public, you know, like they need to go through some type of something that teach them how to be an artist. You know,
Is that
everybody
what Joe
just
Budden's trying to do? Is
well,
that what Joe Budden been
Joe
trying to
Budden
help
is
people do?
already an artist. He's already an artist. But what I'm
No,
saying
I'm saying
is,
helping people.
listen,
As
people
far as
need to understand or look at their life like, what is people gonna dig up about me when I'm dead and gone? You know, 100 years down the line, if somebody dug up your mound, what are they gonna find up in there? Is it even worthy of them digging it up? You know, if people kind of look at their life like that, it seems like they would walk a little bit different. And I would suggest that everybody could begin just studying the history of art, period. You know, putting
art
stuff
is a
out.
beautiful thing. Art is creativity, J. Ralph. That is. It always is. And I mean, well, that's the one of the things when me and you met. I mean, just in general, whether the music thing, artistry, from enjoying just music, singing, whatever the case, just all that stuff, creativity, and you adding on to it. Like those are, and I get it. Most people, some people are, you know, whether they call it introverts, or some people are quiet. Some people don't. That's not their thing. Although they might have their thing, their particular things that they enjoy that entertain them or whatever the case, and they may not be the creator, but like you just said, everybody can find something that they can get out of the arts and find those different things
And
like that.
that's what it's
I
about.
think that's
When you study ancient civilizations, like the art was useful, just like what you just said. You know, like art was something that people could benefit from. It could change people's life. You know, and back then they was making tools and you know all kinds of stuff. Like it was their art. It was technology for them, but it was also functional art. You know, and a lot of it was outside of the paintings and or whatever. But you know, like when people understand that, man, and they go back and study a little bit of stuff like that, it just make them moving forward and creating themselves and doing what they doing online. You'll see less people trying to just you know sell their soul for $1 and just do
mm,
what anything that just could you know be too controversial and do more destruction than benefiting people. You know, we'll see less of all of that crap because it's too much of it. And I'm with all of that sometimes too. You know, I enjoy a whole lot of, you know, stupidity and all of that too. But at the same time, I understand that it's a space that's very people can just you know sponge it up. So you got to kind of be careful what you want to stand by and put out here. You know what I mean?
yeah, I love
right.
my ratchet content.
Yeah, me too,
uh,
man.
the official ratchet
Uh,
professional.
uh. You like the ratchet? You like the ratchet
I
content,
like
huh?
mine too sometimes. You know, it
I'm
all
ratchet at
depends.
heart for real. Uh,
Candace Owens doesn't appreciate all that ratchet stuff from some of these different some of
she
these
she
different artists and stuff.
she ratchet too, man. She be on there. Hey,
Yeah.
she be on live with her hair all over the place, man. She ain't.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, look, I didn't have a headline that I pulled this week, but just watching that debate, you know, I think we got about 5 more minutes, man. And I just want to put this out there, like, you know, when Trump said that the reason he ran was because of Barack and Biden. Remember that part, D? He's like, I ran because of y'all.
I did see him say that.
Yeah. So what that make me think of is that when you look at how they were compared to how Trump is, since they created him, in his words, like what would Trump create? What type of world? What type of person? Or situation we would be facing in the future based on who he would motivate. What could come from him?
Left real quick.
What could come from him, man? If Obama and Biden force him to run, and the situation that we in now with all of this, we talking about civil war. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't remember nobody talking about that when Obama was in office. It wasn't out there like that. But now it's like, when we got all the pistols being sold, all the ammunition gone,
Well, they may actually start taking all the ammunition off the shelf and going into the houses and stuff and taking those guns away from everybody and taking all that stuff there and being done with it.
Well, that ain't gonna work.
No, that ain't never happened.
Well, it's in the Constitution about the carrying the arms, whatever. But yeah, that may be something that they actually try to do. Take that out of your hands, period. Because again, if you lose your mind in another way. None of this stuff should be driving anybody to let me go get a gun and shoot somebody.
So you willing to give up your guns?
There's some bad decisions because there's some bad decisions made and because of this, that, and the other. What does that have to do with me running and going and getting a gun? That's my side of my take on just that whole thing. Of
I'm
course,
saying, are you willing on giving up your guns to the government?
Well, I don't own a gun, but I'm not necessarily
your right
opposed
to own
everybody.
a gun. If somebody was trying to get up in your house and you just so happen to have a gun, would you shoot them?
I have to protect myself.
Right. So your right to have a gun, would you give up that if they just come and try to take it away without an argument?
If it would mean for everybody, if it was a neutral thing for all guns not to be allowed, then that's different. Then I guess I wouldn't be necessarily opposed to it, but just one particular culture or one group of people, no, it shouldn't be that way because here we go again. That's part of the other problem we have now with everything else. But just relative to weapons, that's the only reason I made the comment I said. It would just be what if they did that for everybody? Say, listen, y'all, we don't trust nobody. We don't even trust ourselves. We're gonna remove all stuff, period, weapons, period, because everybody might just snap, period, just because they have cabin fever. Like that's crazy. Right now that's another. We got all this other stuff going on, people losing it, and which I personally think a lot of people running around here, which is another whole nother story that are undiagnosed too, anywhere with mental issues and different things like that. And all I think that's always been the case, which my mother can speak to on those subjects. But I would just say that's already the case. But situations like this, it causes for that stuff to come out and start being reactions. And no, I don't believe that weapons and things that can hurt and kill should be infused with that, with this, and that's what's going on with this climate. That's why I wouldn't be shut down for it, not enhanced. Go get more.
Man,
go ahead, baby.
If these people was ready to start a civil war over wearing a mask, what you think? Hey, man, that would never happen.
But that was just a phase. That was just a phase. I don't think they was. They just. That was
because
just,
it was. No, they serious. I'm up here with them. I know a few of them. Like trust me.
Straight up.
But listen, the fact of the matter is, man, what Trump may create, I don't think he'll create civil war or that type of thing. It's gonna be something exotic in the office next, man. I don't know, the first Russian transgender, or I don't know, man. It's gonna be something crazy, dude.
Something that you're gonna have to respect. They ain't gonna respect you black folks though.
Never.
They dogged Obama out for 8 years straight, and that's why I said, why is Obama letting up off of Trump? You know what I mean? He got to. Hey, it's a dirty game out here, man. And if you ain't trying to play dirty, then you're gonna get dumped on. Talk1Hunnid.com. Check us out every week, Friday night, 9 p.m., give or take 15 minutes or so. I'm Jay Raphael here with my brothers Montel, Skrilla, and D. Marl. This is what we do. Pour you a drink, pour you a shot, come chop it up with us. You know, you can leave a comment in the comment section or whatnot, ask a question, get involved in the conversation. We just talking. We're not professionals. We don't know it all. You know, well, I know I don't. I halfway don't know what I be talking about, but hey, I'm here. I'm gonna be here whether you like it or not, but definitely like it and subscribe to it. You know, D-Mile, tell them about the show, man.
Well, twice a week you have the Real Sports Time with D-Marl. We cover all sports highlights and analysis, break down some stories on and off the field of play, and just have a whole bunch of fun. There's a couple of takes coming up here. There's lots of things going on. They won't let LeBron James go on vacation. Now they're still getting on him. Everything, here we are 2 weeks removed from the championship. He's on vacation, bought his daughter a playhouse, and here they are talking about he's doing some other tampering stuff. So they just can't get enough. They can't help themselves. So just tune into that. And again, this is what we're doing. Talk 100 Networks. We got more shows to go. Kids media.
Yes, sir.
And we're just going to be all over the place. Yeah.
Yeah, make sure y'all check out the kids and media at ithinkfirst.com. The letter ithinkfirst.com. They doing their thing. They got a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. You know, they making music, doing a lot of creative media type of things. So check them out. Get involved. And they donate money, too. Donors Choose. They making sure their kids got supplies for school. They doing a whole lot of stuff. So get involved.
And also make sure you like, subscribe, share the channel. Talk 100 Network, baby.
Yes, sir.
Been real, fellas.
Yes, sir.
For sure.
And we out.
Be safe.